Hey, what's up, Terrifics? I'm Michael Artis here at Toy Fair 2019, and I've got Steve here from Master Replicas.
Hello.
You guys have built a really cool replica. This is kind of a replica that works. It's got innovation in it. You license the technology, or you make the technology, but you license the kind of artifact, I guess.
Yes, so it's a replica of HAL from 2001: A Space Odyssey. So the design is obviously licensed through Warner Brothers, but we created all the software and everything so it could be a fully functional, operational home control system.
So you can use this to control your home, and that's kind of cool and kind of creepy.
We get a lot of feedback from people like, oh, is he going to kill my family? So no, we have safeguards built in, so that can't happen.
No AI really in HAL. It's the AI is in either Alexa or Google Home.
That's right, it works on either platform, so if people are partial to one or the other, they can select it, and it'll have a large amount of functionality as it comes, but we can actually update, so over the next 5 years, the product will actually evolve to become better and better.
How did you think of doing this?
I've been a fan of 2001 forever, and about 5 or 6 years ago, I went to Warner Brothers and I said, you should license this property. They were doing nothing with it and didn't plan to. So they said, well, if you can contact the Kubrick estate and they'll approve it, we'll go ahead and do something with you. So I got a hold of a friend who had Christiane Kubrick's phone number. I called her in England, got her, talked for 2 hours, and I talked her into licensing it. So she must have called Warner Brothers because they called me back and said, okay.
How long did it take to put HAL together?
It took about 18 months to start from the original design. It evolved. We had about 5 different designs before we reached the final one that we have now.
That's pretty awesome. It seems like it's an exact replica. It also feels like you're dealing with HAL. It really does.
Yeah, so HAL is like a human face. If anything's wrong, you'll look at it and say, something's not quite right there. So we work with Adam Johnson, who's a famous author for 2001, and he gave us the original blueprints. He even gave us the original camera-ready art for the logo. So everything is dead on as far as the size, the shape, everything. We also got a couple of the original Nikkor lenses, took them apart, and we copied those, recreated them in CAD. So the lens assembly is actually removable, and it matches the original Nikkor lens.
So the lens was actually, in the film, was actually a Nikon camera lens, I guess.
Yeah, it was a Nikon camera fisheye lens. They're very, very expensive, but we managed to find 2 of them, and we purchased them, took them all apart, which is horrible. People are probably gasping, but we copied all the components, so it's exactly correct.
I'm sure Nikon's thrilled about that. You didn't have to license the lens?
No, we made enough. The way it's we're not making a camera lens, so it's not a competition.
Right, I got you.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the functionality that's built in. I mean, it's Alexa, so anything you can do, or Google Home, anything you can do in your home, you can do. You'd say, Alexa, turn on the kitchen light, it'll turn on. Alexa,
yes.
Turn the light to 50%, turn on my TV, all that stuff. That will happen through HAL.
Yeah, so if you have any of the Wi-Fi enabled peripherals, or any of the other equipment that communicates with it, you can say, HAL, open my garage door, and he'll say, I'm sorry, Dave, I'm afraid I can't do that. So every 20 or 30 commands, he'll fight back. There's actually a Pizza Hut app in Alexa, so you could say, HAL, order me a pizza, and he'll order you a pizza.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's really wild. Now, if I have 20 Echo devices in my house, can I add this as one of them? Or do I have to have all HAL devices?
No, this will work with them, and it'll interface completely because it'll just recognize it as another Echo. So there's no problem at all with compatibility.
Wow. This is insane.
Thank you. We hope it's been very, very well received. This was a big experiment because a lot of people 3 or 4 years ago said, you're going to make a robot from a movie from 50 years ago that was boring. And we've been selling the heck out of these things, so it's been incredibly well received. The HAL is a character that has gone way beyond the film to the point where we're actually the first Google hit. If you Google HAL 9000, it comes up as Master Replicas.
Wow.
So we have gotten a lot of exposure on this product.
I think it's cool. It's something fun to do with Alexa and with Google Home so that you can have something a little bit different than everybody else has. And, obviously it works well. You ever think about doing Knight Rider, like some console from Knight Rider, or maybe the Batmobile from '89 from Tim Burton's Batman, where he is able to talk to the car and get the car to drive to him and stuff. Or I'm going to cars. How about Back to the Future? Anything? Have you thought about licensing any of these to make other kind of replicas for the home?
Yeah, so our shtick is we have lower priced items, but we also want to get into more, rather than, we brought the company back 18 months ago.
So wait, this company didn't exist 18 months ago?
Correct. So Master Replicas originally was founded by me and two other people in 2001. And it went out of business.
Oddly enough.
Oddly enough. And then it went out of business in 2008. And about 2 years ago, I got the idea to bring it back. So we got 10 of the original people back together now. But we said we didn't want to just make prop replicas again. We didn't want to repeat the same thing. So we said, how can we make them more interesting? So our shtick was, let's add consumer electronics functionality to a lot of these things. So we have 2 new licenses pending where a lot of the prop replicas will actually have interactivity. You'll be able to use them, and like HAL, he can be updated infinitely over the next 5 or 10 years. These other replicas will also be able to do that. So they'll be literally different from the day you buy them. With the technology we have available today, and the prices have come down way down in the last 5 years, we can put things into prop replicas that were unheard of when we were in business the first time. So that's definitely our direction.
Is this a limited edition, or are you just selling it?
The HAL console is limited to 2001. It's almost sold out. But the Bluetooth speaker is an open edition. We're going to sell that as long as we can. Yeah. And then next year we're coming out with what we call Smart HAL, which will be a much more affordably priced piece. And people can buy multiple units and put it all throughout their house.
Because this one's $1,000, the other one's $500.
Right.
So I mean, it's steep.
Yes, we recognize that's a lot of money, and you
got a lot of licensing fees to pay, though.
You get the royalties; they get paid their royalties. Yes, but it's been extremely well received. Nobody's balked. Most people have said, "Oh, it's only $1,000. I can't afford it." But most people have. I'd say 99% of the people have said, "That's cheap. You should have sold it for more."
I don't know if it's cheap, but I do think that it's reasonable for what you're getting.
For what you're getting, that's the point. Yeah. Because there's a lot of other static statues that cost that much and they don't do anything.
Then you do like replicas of dinosaurs and stuff.
Yes. So with our license with the Smithsonian, we get access to direct digital scans of all their assets. So we have scanned the T-Rex skull, the nation's T-Rex, and we're doing quarter, half, and full.
Very cool. Can we make HAL talk?
We can.
Just what do you think you're doing, Dave?
So he responds to about 53 different commands.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I am a HAL 9000 computer. I became operational at the HAL plant in Urbana, Illinois on the 12th of January, 1992.
Like I said, this will undock from the command console, and then you can display this somewhere else in your house. And you can also put it in the docking station if you want to put it on a desk somewhere.
Now, how did you do all the graphics and everything? Those are accurate too?
Yes, so this was a team effort. So we have a guy, Bob Peterson, who's a genius with electronics. He created all the code and all the operational systems. Carl Tates, our graphics manager, he created about 52 of these screens. So remember, in the first film, they were rear projected animations. There was no computer technology. So he went back and actually grabbed all the screen grabs and recreated every one, the correct colors, all the correct lettering, everything. And then I built the whole thing based on their designs.
Very nice. Steve, thanks so much.
Thank you.
I'm Michael. You're the Terrifics. Until next time, be terrific.